All right, guys, it's about 5 a.m. on Friday morning, and fitting that I would see Cygnus high in the sky before leaving. See if I can show you.
All right, we'll see you at NEAF. Wish us luck.
First fill up. Here we go. The sun is up, and we're making good progress. We just stopped at the Alamance County rest stop.
7, 6. All 3 engines have been burning.
Are listening to the Astrocast. Welcome back to the Astrocast. I'm your host, Rue. This week I'm going to be taking you through everything NEAF. So obviously this is a long time coming. And for me, it was really just a matter of I got back home from what was no doubt one of the coolest things I've ever got to experience in astronomy. And honestly, I was a little bit overwhelmed and I wasn't really sure what to do with all of the content that I got while I was there. I got to interview a lot of really cool people and I got to see a lot of really cool things. And when I got back, I started kind of looking through various creators' videos and photos and posts, and they had kind of already covered most of the, cool new gadgets that were out for the most part. You can go anywhere and find that, but I wanted to maybe tell the story a little bit of what it was like to actually go to the show, what you can expect, not just, the experience, but like the cost, what it takes to actually get there. If you're driving up the East Coast like we did, the area that we stayed in, the hotel that we stayed at, and, how long you should plan to go for, whether you should go for 1 day, for 2 days. Maybe you want to go to the imaging conference that takes place for a couple of days before NEAF. We unfortunately were not able to do that just because it did not work out for our schedule. But I think next year I will be going to the imaging conference because it sounded very, very cool for the people I talked to who were able to go. So if you don't know me, my name is Rue. I host a weekly podcast called the Astrocast. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and anywhere else that you may listen to podcasts. So if you're interested, we've got about 100 episodes so far. We got a wide range of topics that we cover, interviews, gear reviews, deep dive discussions. Sometimes it's just me sitting out in the yard with the telescope, so that kind of thing. It's a pretty cool show. I like it. I think it's unique and it's got a great community around it, which to me is definitely the coolest part about the show. So if you'd like to check us out, that would mean a lot to me. Feel free to obviously subscribe to this channel if you'd like, and then I will put a link to the podcast in the show notes as well. So I figured the best way to kind of go about doing this is kind of take you through what it was like to actually go on this trip. So we basically set out to do this in a long weekend. So NEAF takes place in Rockland College, New York, which is just about, half an hour to an hour outside of New York proper, New York City, that is. So if you are north of Manhattan by about 45 minutes, that's where NEAF is, in Rockland College. And we actually stayed in a little town called Nanuet. I would definitely stay there again. It was a great little town. They had lots of amenities. tons of great restaurants that we were able to stay at. I know that you see that I've got the I-95 section mapped here, or not. Yeah, the I-95 section mapped. That is not what I would recommend, and that's not what we drove. We actually took the one that you see to the east, which is the I-81 drive. So if you've never driven up the east coast of the States yet, everybody should do this route at some point in your life. It will cost you more because you have to go through quite a few tolls. It's going to take you a lot longer because you're going to have to go through all these cities, which undoubtedly means more traffic. But you do get to see a lot of really cool stuff on the way. And if you want to like stop for a lunch in, Philadelphia and get a cheesesteak, you've got the opportunity to do that. There's something really cool about, driving through DC, and you get to see the Washington Monument through your car while you're driving by. And it is a cool trip. But, once you've done it, you're like, okay, I'm not doing that again. So we generally take I-81 whenever we make trips up north. And for whatever reason, we end up in New York at least once a year, it seems like. So we went and saw a Broadway show last year. Or actually, that was a couple years ago. Then last year, we went and saw Salem, Massachusetts. So we were up for that. Last November, we were up in Chicago, up that way to see Billy Corgan. He was putting on a really great show for Melancholy. He was doing an opera. But anyway, this is the route that you want to take. You want to go up 81. It's beautiful. You get to get on these gorgeous mountain roads. This is the kind of scenery that you'll see. And if you can get lucky enough to get on some of the back roads along the way, there are some just gorgeous overlooks that you'll be able to stop by. And it's just a lot of fun. And it really gets there just as quick, if not faster, than you would if you were taking the busy route. Sorry, this is funny. Cluggies. This is something we originally passed this when we were, I think it's when we were coming back from Salem, Mass. We stayed the night in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. This is where this is, in Chambersburg. And I don't know why. I just thought Cluggy's Amusement Center was like the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life. It sounded like a Simpsons joke waiting to happen. Mom, can we stop at Cluggy's? No, Samuel. We went to Cluggy's last week. No more Cluggy's until you clean your room. I don't know why that's just incredibly funny to me. So I had to get a photo of Cluggy's when we drove by. And I always point it out now anytime we're in the area. So shout out to Cluggy's. This is when we were passing through Pennsylvania, West Virginia. I guess that's a little bit out of order. This is whenever we were making our way through PA, just a few hours outside of New York. We drove up in one day. You can do that if you're coming from Charlotte. Usually we don't fly a lot. Like if it's less than 12 hours, we're usually going to drive it just because we don't like flying. Don't get me wrong, I'll fly if I have to, but I prefer not to. In fact, I'm driving to Utah in about 30 days, and that's about 24 hours from here. So yeah, I'm gonna be driving a lot for that one, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, generally what we would do is after 10 hours, we would stop and get a hotel room for the night and then continue the next day. But because this was kind of business for us, getting interviews for the show and that sort of thing, we decided to just take turns driving. We switched off every couple of hours, every, couple 100 miles or whatever, and just kept it moving. And we were able to do it, relatively easily. I think we got there about 7:00 at night and we left around 5 a.m. So, that's me and Jess. I don't know where we were. There's some nice trees in the background and we're not killing each other yet. So it must not have been too far into the trip. This is a map in Virginia. I always love maps. I'm a sucker for them. Sorry, I just saw somebody in my Ring camera. Need to get rid of that damn thing find one that anyone knows any cameras that don't have like creepy AI built into them. Let me know in the comments, please. I want to replace my cameras with something more local. So one of the huge benefits of visiting New York is all of the great food that you get to try, of course. And one of the wonderful delicacies would be White Castle. So I know to you New Yorkers, you're just like, who cares? It's White Castle. But like to me, here in Charlotte, we don't got White Castle, man. And those little cheeseburgers are delicious. So we immediately grabbed a dozen of those and smashed them at the hotel room because we were exhausted that night. You got to get some of those. That's one of the new shirts. I'm actually wearing mine right now, the black one. You can get yours at theastrocast.com. I think I'll have the link back up for that soon. And we had some issues with the supplier, but I think I've gotten them worked out. So hopefully we'll have that all situated by the time the show goes up. That's the new 35. I shot a lot of this episode with it. Great lens. This was interesting. When we were staying in Nanuet, I didn't realize that that town has a large population of Hasidic Jews. Hasidic Jews are, I didn't know much about them. But you know, Saturday is the Sabbath and they apparently don't use electricity on the Sabbath. And they were walking around everywhere. Like all of them were outside because of that, I suppose. And the men always wear hats and they had on these really big, like ceremonial hats that day. So that was kind of interesting, I suppose. So I don't know. I figured I'd snap a photo of it. So yeah, that was something else. This was some delicious horchata that I was able to get. This was on night number 2, actually, but I wanted to share that I got some tasty horchata while I was in New York. Yes, you always got to get some horchata in New York. The hotel that we stayed at in Nanuet, let me tell you about that, because one of the things that I always struggle with whenever I'm traveling, especially if I'm only like staying for a couple of nights and I'm not looking to spend a whole lot of money, is I want to make sure that I'm able to book a nice hotel in a safe area that is reasonably priced, but a decent hotel in a safe area. Safe area being the key words there. And I'll say this hotel really, really checked those boxes, and it had great amenities for what it was. It's not a super fancy hotel. It was the Sonesta Simply Suites in Nanuet. That's 20 Overlook Boulevard, Nanuet, New York, 10954, if you want to look it up. I really liked it. They were indeed suites. They had full kitchenettes inside. They had like a weird little kitchen utility checkout area downstairs where you could like grab a crock pot or an air fryer if somebody else hadn't already borrowed it. But like a full size fridge, a stove, a microwave. So like kind of everything that you need. Our ice maker didn't work. That kind of sucked. But other than that, it was perfect. And it was safe. That was the main thing. It was in like an office park kind of area. So we were really happy with it, and it was very reasonably priced. I think we paid like, in fact, I think I have the price right here. Let me just look and see. Let's see. Full itinerary. Forgive me, I probably should have had this up already. We stayed 3 nights, and in total we paid $363. So I mean, not too shabby, if you ask me, for 3 nights at a, decent hotel in New York. $120 a night is about what that works out to. So 121. So yeah, definitely check those guys out. That's where I'll be staying when I go back next year. No doubt about it. Cool area, pet friendly too. So if you have a dog, absolutely you can bring them. Now, This is the next morning. So we arrived Friday night around 7:00 at night. We went and got White Castle, fell asleep pretty shortly thereafter, and we headed to NEAF first thing in the morning. I've got a bag full of goodies in my hand there. I was handing out little Astrocast keychain flashlights, little red flashlights, of course. I took this picture in front of the NEAF sign, and my wife was like, there's going to be like better signs inside, right? And I'm so glad that I had her take this anyway, because there really wasn't better signs inside. So glad I got this picture. Thank you for taking it, Jess. This was cool. I saw this on a car on the way in, and I had to snag it. Telescope. All right. So I know it's a little bit noisy and grainy. Forgive me. The lighting wasn't great, and I was kind of overwhelmed, but I wanted to get a shot of the floor. So when you walk in initially, this is kind of like what you see. You see this whole huge open floor with like booths everywhere. And like, I wasn't even able to capture the entire width of it in this photo, because it actually goes quite far on both sides that you can't see. There's another, 2 rows this way and another row that way. That's a planetarium way in the back up that way. Very, very large area for sure, with a lot of different booths to check out. And I think that's Nico standing right there in the middle with the green hoodie on. Let me see if I can kind of point to him up that way if you follow my finger. I think it is anyway. I don't know. We'll see. This guy, he was hilarious. He was walking around in his costume. I met him a couple of times. I can't remember his name, but he was cracking me up. Giant spaceman. Oh, this I'm proud of. This is my Takahashi. I can finally say that I have a Takahashi. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Where's my Takahashi? Oh, don't tell me I lost my time. Oh, there it is. Whew. Spooked me. There we go. Look at this. Oh, yeah. I got my Takahashi. It's about the only thing I can afford from Takahashi. It was funny. I went to their booth because I was walking around with my microphones, and I was walking up to anybody and everybody who would talk to me and asking if they'd like to be on my podcast. And most people, were very friendly. And it didn't occur to me that all the people from the Takahashi booth might be Japanese. And they were. So when I started talking to them, they had no idea what I was talking about. Very friendly, though. And they were extremely kind. So no harm done. I just smiled graciously and bowed and moved on. So cool guys there. Now, this was awesome. This was a piece of the Campo del Cielo meteorite that I was able to buy. I've always wanted a piece of meteorite. I've never owned one. I just saw there were a few vendors there, and we'll get to somebody that I actually interviewed about meteorites that was super cool. But I was able to purchase this piece, and this is something that I've always wanted to have a piece of, and I've never purchased one for myself for whatever reason. Well, it's not for whatever reason. I've seen them on Etsy like a million times, but I've never bought one because, frankly, I was afraid that it would be fake and I would get something that isn't real. But I get the feeling this is pretty real. Sure looks like it. But yeah, super cool. I know it's not one of the super rare meteorites or whatever, but I'm quite happy with it. It came from space, so I'm thrilled. I think this means it's a lunar meteorite. I could be wrong about that. If somebody wants to let me know in the comments, I would be very happy. Campo del Cielo meteorite. So that's what kind it is. He was kind enough to write it on the card. That was Mr. Dave Holden that sold me this particular piece. This is one of the behemoth 130s that ZWO was selling on their AM7. No comment. This was really cool. The Wave 100i. Actually, I almost bought this mount before I got my AM3. And looking at this rig, man, not like I could afford all this anyway, but man, that is really, really cool how they have that set up. Imagine having that in your backyard, huh? There's a spaceman Stan hitting on my wife. Look at that. He's got his hand on her cheek and everything. And look, she's over there blushing. What is going on here? Good Lord. All right, let's move on. There's me looking at, I think it was either a 12 or a 14-inch Rasset. It was huge. I mean, I was standing a few feet in front of it, and that thing was massive. It was sitting on a CGXL, one of the big boy mounts. Very, 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 very cool. Very cool to see. This was cool, man. Definitely my favorite part about going to NEAF was getting to meet some people who listened to the show. It was so awesome getting to meet you guys in person finally. I'm really sorry because I'm going to forget some names, but I know that I, like, for example, met Craig and Greg and Ken and several other people. I met Kelly in person finally. I finally got to meet Kelly. That was awesome. And her son. So got to meet a lot of fans, which was super cool. Shake their hands and thank them in person. That was really, really awesome. Very, very special. There's me and Kelly. Kelly, man, she's special, man. She's a special person. She joined our group a long time ago, and I hope she never leaves it. And I hope she keeps her astrophotography career going for as long as she possibly can, because she's like the definition of somebody who you wouldn't think would be into astrophotography, but is doing a damn fine job at it. So keep it up, Kelly. You're doing great work. This is the box of meteorites, I think, that I picked my chunk out of. Oh, here we go. Look, it tells me location Campo del Cieto in Argentina, about 500 miles northwest of Buenos Aires. Time of fall, 4,000 to 6,000 years ago. Well, yeah, it's an old meteorite, so it must be a big one, I'm guessing. Very, very cool. This was, see, I can't remember if it was Craig or Greg or if I got that completely wrong, but another friend that I was able to meet at the show. Super duper cool. I remember when we got finished talking the first time, I forgot to give you a keychain light, and I felt so bad about it that I walked around the whole area looking everywhere for you. And I remember you had your Kangol style hat on, and I finally found you, and I was like, yes, because I gave you the keychain light. So that was great. Here's Natalie. I'm just teasing. This is Nate's wife. We had a lot of fun together from Astro Peak observatories. I'm over here literally second guessing myself because we had this inside joke going where I started calling her Nicole just to mess with her because I said I was so bad with remembering names. And then I said Natalie, and I think I'd confused myself. And I was like, wait a minute, was Nicole actually her name? But no, Natalie, you were awesome. It was really cool getting to know you and Nate both. I can't wait to see you guys in June. I'm very much looking forward to it. And doing a FaceTime with your kids was one of the most humbling and awesome experiences I have ever gotten to do in my entire life. And I mean that. So thank you for that. This was outside. We were leaving for the day on Saturday, and we just happened to run into a couple of listeners on the way out. So I stopped and said hello. So hi to you guys. Thanks so much for stopping and saying hi. It meant the world to me. You guys were super cool. Forgive me, I don't remember your names, but just wanted to put the post out here and say hello. Another person that we were able to run into and say hello to. Thank you so much for saying hi. Look, I got both mics on me. Like, what was I doing with that? And there is me and Nico. Let me tell you something about Nico. Very, very cool and very humble guy. When I got to NEAF, he was indeed one of the first people that I saw when I got there. And he was talking with a group of people. He was just finishing up talking with a group of people. I would assume like fans of his. And he turned around and saw me. And mind you, I've only talked with him a couple of times on email. Like we've emailed back and forth a couple of times. And then obviously we did the interview, which was about, 50 episodes ago. It was over a year ago when I interviewed Nico. He instantly recognized me and instantly said, "Hey, Rue, what's up?" Like right away. I mean, what a guy, man. That was really touching. I'm bad with names. I have a hard time remembering people's names. I couldn't imagine talking to somebody one time over a year ago and then seeing them in person for the first time and instantly recognizing them and being able to call them by name. So shout out to you, Nico. That really made my day, man. It was really cool getting to meet you in person finally. Thank you for being such a cool guy. And you're a lot taller than I thought you would be. I don't know why, but you just are. You're a lot taller than you are, or than I thought you were, I should say. Ben sent me this. He was on his road trip as I was also road tripping. And he had his Astrocast hat up as he was listening to my interview with Glenn. So that was super cool. Thank you for doing that, Ben. This was a really cool group of guys that were doing smart scopes, and I actually did an interview with them, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. But that was kind of one of their flagship products, so I just took a quick snap of it. They were really cool because they combined the smart scope functionality with the eyepiece functionality. So not only could you use them for, smart live stacking, but you could also just look through the eyepiece at any time. And I thought that was really cool because you can't really tell the scale from this photo, obviously, but some of them were super tiny. I'm talking like the size of a spotting scope, like very, very, very small. So, if you were into backpacking and you wanted to have something very light to bring along, this would definitely be something worth looking into for sure. There's another view of it there from the side. Very, very cool stuff. Same company right there. I think that's one of their larger ones. Yeah, it's a 127. So obviously much larger, but pretty reasonable prices for what they do for a smart telescope on 127. Not bad at all. This was cool, man. This was... Oh man, Nathan, you're off to the side there. You're like right behind my head, but even if you're not, let me see. Do I have, there we go. There we go. Okay. I think I got most of you guys there. I think one person might be missing here. Who is it? Oh, it's Natalie. She's taking the picture. This was the dinner that we got to go to after NEAF on Saturday night. And this was so much fun. I really, really, really enjoyed this. This is Rick right here at I guess you'd say the head of the table, closest to me, right? And then Jeff is directly beside him with the hat on. And then that's Ken to his left. And then I believe that's Craig to his left. And then Nathan to his left, and then that's me waving, and then Jess didn't realize we were taking a picture, and then Kelly and her son right there on the right side of the table. And Natalie, thank you so much for taking the photo, but this was really, really cool getting to kind of have a little meet up dinner with you guys. That made my freaking year. That was so much fun. So thank you guys for doing that with me. We will get to this gentleman in a few minutes, Brett Cohen. He actually hunts down meteorites, and he actually found some really interesting specimens recently, which he'll talk about, I believe, in the interview that we'll do. This was really cool. I got to meet an astronaut at NEAF. So Robert Hoot Gibson. I didn't take a photo with him, and I could have. I absolutely could have. He was taking photos with everybody, but I don't know. I just wanted to kind of live in the moment, I guess you could say. I didn't want to bug him with a photo. I bought his book, and I bought his photo and he signed both of them for me, but I just shook his hand and I thanked him and I told him that test pilots are the most badass pilots in the world. They are. If you don't believe me, go look up what a test pilot does and you'll see what I'm talking about. Look up any of those Mercury or Gemini pilots and you'll see what I'm talking about. Those guys are total badasses. But shout out to you, Mr. Gibson. You're something else, man. So thank you for doing that for me. This is one of the buildings that NEAF was in. I didn't realize it was named after Eugene Levy. So I don't know if he went to Rockland or maybe if he just gave an endowment, then they named the building after him. Obviously, there's a large Jewish community in the area, so perhaps that's related. I don't know what the story behind it is, but I like Eugene Levy, so I figured I'd snap a photo of it. And this is me with another listener that I happened to run into. We talked for a little while. He was a super cool guy. And then finally, the ZWO table, because you got to take a picture of the ZWO table with all the red. This is funny. I didn't realize I had this. This is, well, just listen. When you press it, you'll see the little REC and you'll get the blank.
Yeah.
Okay, so zooming in and out is just twisting the lens back and forth. Now, for the focus, it's obviously autofocus. However, sometimes you have to pick what it's going to focus on. So, like, if I was standing to the right of that fridge and I was blurry, you see that little box in the middle? That is the focus box. So basically, you're going to want to point that at whatever you want to focus on. And then if you just hold down the shutter button halfway, I tortured her enough. She did a great job. She really did. So I figure what we can do is just kind of go through some of these videos together. I'll react to them in real time. I'll get out of the way when I need to, and we'll just see how they come along. Strollo, thank you so much for joining, man. I really appreciate the support, brother. I'm up here in New York, about to go to NEAF. Can't be more excited than I am right now. So it's really cool to see somebody new joining right as I'm heading into NEAF to get new content for the show, obviously. And obviously I'm going to see all the amazing stuff that's on display. So it's going to be a cool day. Thanks so much for everything, man. If you have any issues getting over to the Discord, just let me know. Thanks so much. Clear skies. Big shout out to Strollo. That was super cool. Imagine my excitement when I realized somebody new had joined the Discord, like literally as I am heading into NEAF. Super duper cool.
Like the front window.
All right, this is the parking lot.
Was level with the grass, the ground.
My way in.
You could climb out of the window and be on the.
Can I get a little video?
They walk on the side of the
can we
house,
have a comment?
but then like the coyotes will come by. Like we have like a whole freaking zoo just walking by our house. Raccoons, foxes.
And there goes the sea star.
Yeah.
He's got a little waggle. Look at him go. Look at him go. Oh, I love it. Look, true love. Oh, God. At last. At last.
We're done.
Hello, Smith family. Hope you're doing well.
Guys,
It's
we
me.
met him in real life. Mac, remember when you talked to him on the phone?
Yep, yes you did. I certainly remember it. Anyway, I'm down here with your folks, and we're all having a great time, and can't wait to meet you in person when we come out.
And he sent something home for you guys that I'll give you when we get home.
Just a little something, but you will indeed get it.
Yay.
So, as always, clear skies.
There we go. Me and Natalie, I was just sending a quick little FaceTime video to her kids because they're big fans of the show. So shout out to you guys. Awesome fans. And I am big fans of theirs, obviously. So I can't wait to meet them in June. All right. We are here at NEAF with Brendan. Brendan from Starpoint Australis. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, Brendan from Starpoint Australis. I am the founder of Starpoint Australis, massive nerd. I guess I started as a nerd that wanted things, and I started building things that I couldn't find.
Yes.
Right? So we'll take you through a couple of things.
Okay, let's see.
So one of the big ones is that I originally had focuser,
Uh-huh.
and what it was is that it died on me.
Okay.
And it was a great focuser, but the electronics were all gone. And
Yeah.
you reckon I could get something to fix that electronics without then going in and figuring out all of that back end? So I said, bugger it, I'm going to go build it myself.
Makes sense.
But you see, as with all things, you go lofty, right?
Yeah.
And you go, that's going to be easy. I didn't start it because I thought it was going to be hard. I started it because I thought it was going to be easy, and I found out it
Not
was
so
hard.
much.
It was very hard.
Brandon's
So-
very passionate.
Stream, nearly 6 years I've been developing this.
Wow. Okay. Very
So-
cool.
What we've done here is so that people know what we're up to. We've got pick it up. It's chunky.
It's nice. Well made.
Yeah, and it's mostly motor in there. So there's no reduction gears. It's literally
okay.
straight transfer into the pinion, rack and pinion. You can feel, like, try and push it in and out.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And that's not even powered, right?
wow. That's impressive.
So we've got headroom, but 6 kilos is what we set it for.
All right. So you can hold a lot of gear on
nearly
it.
14 pound.
Wow. That's
I do my
bigger
maths.
than a lot of small refractors' entire weight.
Well, 268, a full 268 is sitting at around about 2 kilos.
Okay.
So 4 or 5 pound. So this has got massive headroom on that.
It's
And
beautiful.
Accurate to 2 microns, full
Wow,
range.
okay.
So repeatable accuracy.
Very, very impressive.
And it's built so the user can actually fix it if it's out in the field.
That is so important. And we're starting to gladly see more of that in the industry, which I am thrilled about.
Yep.
So kudos to you for making it
Yep.
user repairable, because
So-
we don't see enough of that.
No, that's it. And that's my big thing, right? Is that everything that I do, I'm just like you.
Yeah.
You know, you're out in the field, you're doing stuff. You just want to get out there, fix it because something's broken. You know,
Got to get it to work.
did you change the USB?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on?
Exactly. How many times is it just a bad cord?
Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, we've got the focuser here. Everything's ready to go. Like a little bit of adapters.
Yep.
And this is a little bit different, right? Is that normally you go buy a new focuser, and it's up to you to figure it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're lucky if you even have the right adapters, right?
Okay. So what we do is we actually 3D print them for you.
So do you actually say this is what type of scope that I'm running, and then you can actually print? That's
So-
perfect. So you
so-
get exactly what you need right from the get-go.
So yeah, you basically prototype it yourself. You go, oh, I need X, Y, Z. I need it to be this. So that's the extension. This is an adapter for a Takahashi. Then you flip that on.
So cool.
I'll get that right in a second. So that screws on. Next
What more
minute,
do
you
you
can
ask
actually
for?
jump out and use it as is because it's ASA, right?
Yeah.
So it's strong enough to go and do what you need to do. Make sure you've got the right back focus.
Mm-hmm.
How much
Brennan
is it
knows
to
his
print
stuff.
something like
This
that?
guy's
A few
he's
hours
gonna
and
be
a couple of
in
cents.
a few years. Exactly.
Done.
And then for different scopes as well,
Yep.
same thing, right?
And
That's
then once
awesome.
you know exactly what you want, you just go get it made.
I love it.
One time. Don't waste
Love it.
resources. Quick, in and out.
That's perfect, and especially for like an observatory setup, when you want something that's going to last for years and years and years, and you want it to be exactly right. That's a perfect solution.
Well, we offer 5 years on both the electronics and the housing outright. So if it breaks
Very
in
cool.
5 years, I'm just going to send you a brand new board and go put that straight in, or you can send it back and I'll do the same thing.
No one would argue with that.
Amen to that. So that's what we do with that. That's the Focuser SP3. You can even see it just over here. This is one of my ones. It's already there.
That's babe, get a shot of that. It's very, very cool. What kind of scope do you have there?
That's mine.
That's
one,
your-
That's one I handmade.
Oh, you made it yourself.
Yeah.
Very, very, very
The
cool.
filter wheels, mine. The off-axis guider, mine.
Wow. So you're
everything.
are you an engineer by trade? Is that your background? Or are you just a tinkerer? Like,
No. So structural engineer is what my profession was.
okay.
But if you're an engineer, you're an engineer, right?
Oh yeah.
You just know how to build, break, fix, redo.
Nice.
So, all right, we'll have a look at some of our other products, right? We've got the Octans, Phoenix.
Let's check them out.
and the
I would
Mini
love
Man.
that, because this has been a big star of the show. I mean, how can it not catch your eye
Yeah.
when you see this? So
Yeah.
observatories obviously are huge now because everybody wants to be able to set up anywhere.
Yep.
Walk us through it.
Okay, so once again, as an engineer, as an astrophotographer, when I started, I've always imaged with Newtonians, right?
Yes.
And what happens with Newtonians?
They get out of collimation.
They get out of you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But when you're imaging, it's in the wind, right?
Yes.
1 or 2 mile an hour wind, game over. Just
Big
pack
problems.
up, put it down. I image quite regularly at 20 mile an hour winds with a 12-inch Newtonian. And
That's awesome.
I mean, we can see one over there. They're big and they take a lot. But I'm imaging and guiding at like 0.4, 0.3.
Wow,
in that
really?
kind of wind.
That is very impressive.
So, what do we do with these? We've got these real heavy duty silver reflective. So in the middle of the day, the sunlight's hitting it, bouncing off. It's rejecting heat as well.
That's very important.
It's very important. On the inside, it's black. So if I was in the middle of the field, if you saw a white light in a star party, what's the first thing you hear? And about maybe 0.6 seconds after,
turn that off.
Yeah, you do. In here, you don't see that, right?
That's very cool.
You put these up, and it's dead black. Yeah, so it's dead black. Nothing's happening, and no one can see you. So you're hidden. You're tucked away.
And us astro imagers, we occasionally need to check a screen. That's important, right? We have to. So
100%. But on the flip side of that, when you're imaging away, what's the people walking around with the bright red headlights? The ones that they think are great, but they're like a spotlight?
Yes.
It blocks it.
That's beautiful. So it works both ways.
Works both ways.
Can't
and
argue
then
that.
the wind. So a 360 degree, fully adjustable. So it's got 4 poles. You can see one of the poles there.
Yeah, I was seeing the poles up there. That's awesome.
I'll jump in. And let's have a look.
Coming in.
It's very spacious.
Coming right on in.
Here, come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
Join us.
Don't be a stranger.
All right, so this is the pole.
So one of 4 poles.
All right.
Easily adjustable, so you can just flip it out if you need to, straight that way. Or you can lift it straight out and over.
That's so cool. So it's pretty quick to set up, I would imagine, then.
Yeah, well, what happens in the middle of the night? The wind changes real quick, doesn't it? So you're imaging away, plenty of room around, right? And then you just come around and go, oh, the wind's changed that way, so I'm going to go.
Nice.
And then I'll slide back over to this side. Whoop.
Look at that. You don't usually have room to do that in an observatory.
And away you go. So you've got all of that there, but then you've got these little clips, right? So you're imaging right here.
Yep.
You've got these little clips that can pop open, and up they go.
Wow.
So you can actually manipulate it to exactly where you need it to. So one on each side.
It really is.
I'll get it right in here. This is tight, you know.
That is very cool. And it's so roomy in here. And what size? This is what, 12 inch? I mean, it's huge.
You missed that. You've missed a few inches on that.
400.
Yeah, it's a 16-inch.
16 inch. And look how much space we have. I mean, you literally walked right by me. So this is very, very cool.
Still here, right?
Yeah.
So when I go out and do astrophotography, I actually sleep. So you're standing where my bed sits.
You could fit a whole...
It's a full-size cot.
Absolutely.
So we're talking, well, 6 foot. It's probably a 7-foot cot by 3 foot wide, and I rack out here, and I have all my mates come in. They sit down. They've got like the captain's chairs style. They come in and hang out. But then we have you can't really see it too much, but we've got
nice mosquito netting screens.
Screens. So you put that up, and during the day when it's really, really hot. So in Australia we get, I think it's about 120, 130 degrees your temperature.
Ooh, buddy.
You open those windows and it's cool in here.
Nice.
You can do processing. You can go back, have a look at your stuff. You know, you try to do that outside, you can't see the screen.
Wow. This is very impressive. So I've seen some portable observatories, but I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
This is very high quality. So well done, sir.
That's it. So that's what we do. And I find it easy to set up, but I've set up a few of these.
Yeah.
It takes me about 20 minutes to set this up.
20 minutes, that's it.
By myself.
That is really impressive. So is this available now, or are you planning on releasing in the future?
It's 100% available throughout the US. We stock into LA. We've got a distribution center there. So you can go on site online right now onto our website, starpointaustralis.com.au or .com if you missed the .au.
All right.
And you can go straight there, order it. The shipping, everything's included. So the number that you see is the number
that
landed to your door.
That's excellent, and that's there's something to be said for that nowadays, because ordering anything from anywhere, tariff situation, etc.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's good to hear.
100%. Well, do you want to go have a look at some of the others?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So obviously people are hanging out here at the moment,
Yes.
but the smaller one is identical in features. The material's the same material, so it's not a lower material. The only difference is its size.
Yeah.
And like everything that I've designed so far, I designed that, which is the size of a double carport, basically. And all of my friends go, we love that one, but it's too big for our backyards, or it's too big for my apartment. I can't really store it. So they said, can you
make
something a little
smaller
bit better? So that's where the Phoenix came into.
I was gonna say, it still looks quite roomy, though. I mean, all things considered.
Well, it's not,
and I'm thinking, like, most people probably don't have a 16-inch, job that they're bringing out. A lot of people are just wanting to image with their refractors, right?
Little refractor, but you can fit probably 2 decent-sized telescopes in there. So at the moment, if we jump over and have a bit of a look, that's got your AM5 with a 130 refractor. So
can you get a shot of that? Beautiful. So yeah, it fit in the AM5, and you could absolutely get another tripod in there, no problem.
So another one, if you sized it out properly, you could get a nice smaller telescope in here, not a problem.
Yeah.
You can fit 3 in the other one at least, and I have fit
Definitely
3 in that one. Some people have gone 4 with some smaller telescopes as well.
Nice, and I see the same poles, so it's literally the same thing, but just shrunken down a bit.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That is so cool. I love it.
So, and the only difference here is the door's just slightly smaller.
Yep.
But, I mean,
Still easy access.
You can get in and out.
Yeah.
These have been into some really wild conditions too.
I bet.
So we've had people, Okie Tex, Texas Star Party. We all know that the Dust Devils are a massive thing there. Not a problem.
What's that?
Not a problem.
Not a problem at all with this, I would imagine.
Yeah, so
I've always wanted to go to Okie Tex. I bet you I would see several of these there now.
Yeah, they're coming here. Well, Winter Star Party, we were told that there was 5 or 6 of them there now.
Really?
So
wow,
they're
that's
growing,
impressive.
They're multiplying.
Very cool. Very cool. Keep up the good work on, man.
And then the new stuff. So this is a real early prototype. I'll get you to have a look at this. So at the moment, this is called the mini tent, but it's not what its name's going to be. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second.
Okay.
But obviously you can see
there's
inside,
a sea star inside.
There's a little sea star.
Love it.
So what our goal for this is that a sea star and all those mini telescopes are all about speed. They're cheap. They're accessible. So that's what we've started here, right?
That's very cool.
How long do you reckon it takes to set this up?
I'm betting you're going to say something like 10 seconds, because it seems like you could just pop it up and a few minutes, right? Like, if that?
Well, if you really wanted to go hard and put all the guy ropes out, but as you pull it out of the bag, that's about the longest it takes. And
it
then
expands
you let it go, and it just goes.
Oh, I love it.
It's instantaneous.
That is so cool.
It's all about speed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We want it to be fast.
That's
and then
important.
the next thing is that we travel with these, right?
Yep.
And people take these overseas.
Absolutely.
On a plane.
Oh yeah, you could fly with this. Good point.
So
you could pack it down in a backpack, no problem.
Well, that there was one of the main things. So we said that it must fit in a suitcase. So we bought this in our suitcase.
That's awesome.
So it's only a few inches thick. It fits across a normal size. So the small, medium, large.
Yeah.
It is the large suitcase, but it fits in there, not a problem.
Very, very, very cool.
And that's going to be priced somewhere between $150 and $200 US, delivered to your door.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
Same type of material. It's a little bit less thickness because I don't need the thickness, but it's the same sealed on the inside. It's going to have everything.
That's incredible. That is very, very cool.
So that's coming very, very soon. Where there's a first prototype, but the second and third prototypes will probably happen.
Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today, brother. Brendan. It's really nice meeting you, man. Keep up the great work, all right?
Thank you, and we'll talk soon, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
I got to tell you, man, Brendan was without a doubt one of the coolest people that I got to talk to at the show. I really like Aussies, man. I've got a few friends that are Aussies now. Aussies and Irishmen, the two of them, I don't know what it is, but they're cool. They're cool people. But Brendan was really cool. He really took his time with us, got to know him well, and really just took us through the products and showed him top to bottom. It's funny because we showed up earlier in the day and asked him if he wanted to talk. And he was like, now's not a good time, because he had some people that he was doing business with. And I initially was kind of like, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't want to talk. That's fine. I get it. Not everybody wants to talk, but it wasn't that at all. He wanted to make sure that he had enough time to properly show us around everything that he was offering. And a lot of respect for that, because he had a lot to show. So that was really, really cool. So definitely check him out at starpointaustralis.com. And like I say, I'll have the links for that in the show notes. All right. So this was one of my absolute favorites. We were talking about meteorites earlier. I didn't actually buy my meteorite from Joseph here that I'm about to speak with. And I kind of regret that I didn't, because I just honestly would have preferred to have gotten one from him, but I didn't see him until much later in the show. But nonetheless, this was one of my absolute favorite, if not my favorite interviews from the entire show. So I'm actually just going to disappear and let this speak for itself. So enjoy. Beautiful. All right, we are here with Brett. We are at NEAF, and Brett, you have a pretty unique hobby or living, perhaps. Tell me about what you do.
So I'm a meteorite dealer, and I'm also a meteorite hunter. So most of what we're seeing around the booth here has not been found just by me. I would say I make up a very small percentage of these finds, but we work directly with meteorite hunters all around the world and scientists that study them. So where we kind of stand out is most of the meteorites that you're seeing here are actually scientifically studied, named, numbered, authenticated, and published to the official meteoritical bulletin, which gives a lot of our customers and clients some feeling of being protected.
Yeah.
I didn't sell them a rock that I just took off the bottom of my shoe walking in the building.
That's important to note, because for me, when I actually first went to go look online, when I got interested in meteorites, you go on Etsy and there's like a whole maze out there, and you don't even know where to begin.
That's a dangerous area. Not that there's not good people there as well, but it's dangerous for people that don't know the difference. But we sell a variety of different meteorites, such as these here. These are all actual pieces of our moon. Different fragments here. These are whole stones. These are slices of meteorites that actually originated from asteroid impact that ejected pieces off of the moon and made their way to Earth. We're fortunate enough to be discovered by meteorite hunters. And at that point in time, we only know that it's a meteorite by bringing it to scientists. And then as it gets further studied, they're able to identify where it actually came from. So the moon, Mars, and the asteroid belt are the closest areas and the most common to get meteorites from. So that is from our moon, and that's authenticated and studied, and they're using the data that they've gotten off of the Apollo mission returned specimens.
Wow. Yeah. Because that would be your what you'd be able to study them off of and verify.
Yep.
That makes
so
sense.
You're using that as your point of reference.
There you go.
We have meteorites from asteroids like these over here.
These are awesome. I was looking at these earlier.
Yeah. So this is a fusion crust. This is as the meteor came in, it was burning up and creating this fusion crust, which is on here. So that's actually the stone burnt. And then one of the last things I figured would be good to show you is these are only 2 weeks old.
This was in the news.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with Ohio in the news, you would have known about the meteor that came through and crashed in exactly 2 weeks ago. These were recovered within 24 hours. These are as fresh as it can get.
And it says I recovered them up there. So you actually found some of these yourself?
I found them, yeah.
Wow.
And it was a 10-mile long field. We used a series of Doppler radar, ground equipment, sky satellites, sonic boom detection, different methods that help us triangulate where it fell. And then this one was a pain in the ass, sorry.
No, not at all. That's fine.
Because the meteor itself created a 10-mile long field.
Wow.
Which to find these literally is a...
it's quite literally a needle in a haystack of that. Yeah. So if you have a 10 10-mile wide field. Like, how wide between are you walking when you're walking a field like that?
Yeah, I mean, so we determined that based off of the furthest points of finds.
Yeah.
I don't actually know the furthest 2 points.
Yeah.
But I would say it's at least a quarter of a mile.
Wow.
It's a big field.
So how long did it take to recover these then?
I found most of these within 24 hours or so.
Wow,
24
within
to 36
20
hours.
That's incredible.
And what's neat is that, we send people up into space and robots and machines into space to actually get specimens and bring them back to us,
Yep.
or we're studying them up there, probing everything. And what's cool about these is they came to us.
Yes, they did.
And this is as fresh as it gets. So it hasn't been in the terrestrial environment for longer than 24 hours. So
that's so cool.
That's really important to science. So this fell at 8:57 a.m. if I remember correctly, a couple weeks ago, and I was there that evening.
That's very, very cool.
With headlamps and flashlights.
Well, Fred, it's really great to meet you, man.
Nice to
I
meet
think
you
we
as
should
well.
absolutely talk again sometime.
Yeah,
I'll reach out to
pleasure.
you.
Yeah, please do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Man, what a cool guy Brendan is. I believe I said Joseph at the beginning. I think that's his middle name on his tag there. My apologies, Brendan, but wow, what cool work. And can you imagine like finding out that a meteorite fell and I guess getting videos off social media and then manually calculating the trajectory based on those videos and points of references that you saw, and then driving to a field that you've never been to that's 10 miles wide, and then just walking around looking for a piece of iron that's this big. Like, I can't believe these guys find it, and then finding it within 24 hours. That, to me, that's just unreal. That has got to be one of the coolest things that humans can do. When I talk to people like this, it just blows my mind that they're able to do what they do. And I'll tell you, they're expensive, but I think that the price tag is absolutely worth it when you consider the amount of skill and work that goes into capturing those meteorites, because man, oh man, that is so cool. And then especially when you consider like what you're actually getting has been in space, so very, very, very cool stuff. Thank you so much, Brendan, for talking to me during the show. And I definitely would love to have you on the Astrocast at some point so we could have a deeper discussion about what you do and how you do it. So look for me to reach out to you in the near future, and we can definitely talk some more. So look forward to that soon.
This is the Takahashi booth. Let's just have a look-see here. Look at all those beautiful refractors. Oh, they're gorgeous. And look at this one. World Premiere 2026. It's 114 millimeters. Yes. Very nice. Oh, there's the specs. Here we go. Let's see.
They were super kind. Like I say,
all right.
Communication
Man,
barrier for sure, but they did a great job showing me everything.
Very nice mount, and I love the wooden tripod.
I really do love their wooden
It's
tripods.
just so much
They're so
classier.
gorgeous.
It really is.
Just
There's a
screams
120 sitting on a, what is that, astrophysics, I believe? Or it might be software bisque.
software.
Very, very nice. Check these guys out.
Man, I love these.
Ooh, look at
When I
that.
retire,
Folder
there's
that says
my folder.
Takahashi.
I have a Takahashi now.
There's our specs.
Yeah, when
Is
I
that for this
retire,
one right
I
here?
have one of those bad boys.
Oh, for this one, even better. Okay, the 80. So
Just look at
80
the hard
doublet
work.
was my first telescope that I had. So this is it's
That's
beautiful.
80.
Love it. Thank you, sir.
99.
Wow, 99.7%. That's impressive. 50 millimeter image circle.
I don't know what we were like
Yes.
attempting to accomplish here.
Wow,
It's just,
that's
showing
impressive.
Random specs, but
And it only weighs 9 pounds. That's incredible.
I wanted to capture something
Wow.
from Takahashi.
What a scope. What a scope.
It is crazy lightweight.
It's like nothing. You could run that.
I don't know how
on
that compares to other 80 millimeter
AM3,
scopes,
no
but 9
problem.
pounds is definitely pretty light.
Smaller
It'll
mounts.
work on any of the smaller mounts.
They're quite nice.
And then he shows you how you
All the
can
options right here.
Various just like any
Spacing,
other scope,
spacers,
really.
back spacing,
So I
etc.
think we're about to wrap this.
Definitely can handle all your APS-C,
Just
DSLR,
adding about
mirrorless
the
cameras,
flash.
obviously.
Actually,
55
I did
millimeter back
a
focus on those. So,
stream.
it looks incredible. Man, oh man. Now this is a booth.
All right.
So
Guess who?
All right, let's just listen to this one. Let's just listen.
I am with. This is Kelly from
Hi.
our Patreon and Discord. Just happened to run into her out here on the floor at NEAF, and I said, "You got to be on the show, Kelly." So
Here I am.
how are you doing?
I'm good.
What do you
good.
think? What do you think of NEAF so far?
We just got here, but it is huge.
It's a lot
huge.
bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's
Yeah.
Man, oh man. We already ran into Nico from Nebula Photos. That was cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
super nice. He's
that's you!
yeah, he's taller than I thought. I thought he was going to be about my height, but he's much taller.
Oh,
So,
neat.
super nice guy. And
Yeah.
he instantly recognized me. He was like, "Hey, Rue."
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
that's
like, "Man,
cool.
come on." He's talked to me once, you know, and he talks to so many people. So that was really cool.
Oh, neat.
But anyway, it's really cool seeing you, and I'm sure I'll see you around all day today
We'll
and
be here
hopefully
all day.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Yep, we'll be here both days.
awesome. Good to see
All
you.
right, good. Bye.
That was so cool. Just a quick little brief interaction. We did hang out a lot more throughout the weekend. Kelly and her son obviously came to dinner. Forgive me, Kelly's son. I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but it was really cool meeting and getting to know you a little bit too. You guys are just great people. Kelly's one of my favorite Patreon members. She's a great person and one of my favorite astrophotographers. So it was super cool getting to briefly have her on the show and introduce her. So you got a lot of fans out there, Kelly. Keep up the good work. It's the Astro people.
Hello, Nicole. What's up, Natalie? How's it going?
Good.
Very
Getting some
good.
people going. Oh, we'll pose again for you.
There you go. Look at these lovely ladies.
My little
How's things
Hello,
going?
Melissa.
Hi, Nicole.
We're gonna go listen to Nicole, and then I'll really forget. I'll be like, wait, I forgot.
Right. Oh
I
man.
have no
Love
business
it.
having wives this gorgeous, but somehow we tricked them.
All right. I'm here with Kevin from Observable Space here at NEAF. What are you guys up to today?
Yeah, so here showing off existing products, new products. Standing right here behind us, we've got an L350 with a DR280. So it's a very wide field, 280 millimeter telescope. This is probably the first showing any of you are seeing of this, but this was originally developed for the University of North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
They
That's
have
where I'm from.
Argus array, if you've ever heard of it.
Yes.
They're utilizing 1,212 of these telescopes in this wide field
That's
array
incredible.
survey telescope.
Where's
So,
it set up?
I believe it's going to Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Is where they're going to be building this
Very,
at. So,
very, very cool.
but
Tell me about Observable Space as
Yeah.
a company, because this is kind of new, right?
yeah, observable space is the next evolution from plane wave instruments, right?
Yep.
So plane wave instruments, we were essentially hardware,
Yeah.
right? And the industries that we're going into, commercial, defense, stuff like that, really required us to be more.
Yeah.
Which really is the software and
Not
edge
just the
computing
hardware, but
and
the software becomes a
platforms.
huge part.
So we've evolved and are now observable space.
Very cool.
And have expanded the offerings that we have.
I can see that. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with us, Kevin.
Yeah, of
very
course.
much appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming by.
Man, how would you like to have one of those at home? Really, 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 really cool scopes. All of them were just swiveling on their mounts and looking all gorgeous. And he said that was a 280 focal length. Talk about aperture fever, am I right?
Tell us when you're recording.
Here we go. All right.
Okay.
So this is Nathan from Astro Peak. Good friend of mine, awesome guy, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. That was his wife, Natalie, in the video before. We are going to visit them next month in June out in Utah. I cannot wait to get out there and get my telescope out there. And honestly, just like one of my favorite people. Nate's a great guy. I can't say enough about him, but we'll let him take it from there.
All right, we're here at NEAF with my good friend Nathan. We're finally getting to meet in person.
I know.
So good to meet you, man.
I know, it's exciting. We've known each other for years now. Finally get put a name to the face.
So Nate was one of my earliest supporters on Patreon whenever I started the show. And then he had the genius idea, and I mean that. His wife's giving me a look, to start Astro Peak. So he's actually opening up a remote observatory in Utah. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we're down in southwest Utah. So border one skies, we sit about 5,000 feet elevation. So, and no humidity. We don't do any of that. That's a no-go. I know you guys from the East Coast like humidity.
Very good
we're
transparency in seeing.
On the West Coast.
I love it.
So seeing's great.
That's awesome, man. So what's the plan? You've already gotten quite a few reservations. You're booked up for the first group, right?
Yeah, our first building's completely filled. We're actually here opening up the second building.
Oh, wow. So you're taking reservations for a second building?
Yep, that'll open in the fall.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. We've had tremendous support. Our founders are awesome. We're going to have you down there.
Yeah, of course. I will definitely be there.
So
I'm planning on going in June to Astro Peak, and I am beyond thrilled to be going, man. And just to be like a small part of this means the world to me. So thank you again for allowing us to partner with you on it.
No, we love it. We love you. We love that. We love the Astrocast.
Well, what's the website? Astropeak.space?
Yep, astropeak.space. We're cool. We're not .com. .space.
Got that new web vibe going.
That new web vibe.
I like that.
Space. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Well, we'll see you on the floor, Nate.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. So yeah, Nathan, awesome guy. I can't say enough about him. He's a great guy. And I will say, if you are interested in getting a peer at Astro Peak, we have a partnership with them where you can get what I think is an incredible deal. So what you'll want to do is join our Discord. So you do that by going to patreon.com/the Astrocast. You can join for just $5 a month. That helps support the show and content like this that you're seeing now. You'll obviously be supporting like our show as in the back catalog of the 90 plus episodes that we've already recorded. And the main thing that you get access to is our club. So the Astrocast Club, where we all talk and ask questions and help each other out. We have a lot of very, very helpful and intelligent people in our Discord that are constantly talking and helping each other. And like, for example, if you happen to see the video a few weeks ago where myself, Justin, and Parrish sat down and walked through setting up how to fully automate Nina, which I will link to in the show notes. That's the kind of stuff that we do together in the Astrocast Society. So it's a huge benefit to you. And when you do that, you actually get access to reserve a peer at Astro Peak, and they give you a discount that essentially pays for your Patreon membership. So you get that $5 a month discount for free by using the code that we give you when you join the Patreon. So if you sign up for a reservation peer through the Astrocast Patreon, you'll get a discount on your peer each month that pays for your membership to the Astrocast Society. So if you're considering it, please think about supporting the show. And we would certainly appreciate it. I make this show for lovers of astronomy and astrophotography. You know, whenever I set out to make it, the reason that I did was because the podcast that I wanted to hear didn't exist at the time. I mean, there were a couple out there, but they just weren't really scratching the itch that I was looking for. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to make it myself. And now, 2+ years later, here we are. And I couldn't be happier with how things are turning out. So thank you to all of my supporters.
Okay, we're recording. Nice. So we're here on the floor of NEAF with Nico, obviously from Nebula Photos. Finally meeting him for the first time after interviewing him. Was it last year?
Yes, I think
so.
Yeah,
been a little while now, but you're a lot taller than I thought in person.
Okay. Yeah, I get that a lot. Something about the way I film must make me look shorter on camera.
Are you doing any particular content, or are you just here to check things out?
I was at the imaging conference the 2 days prior to this, and I gave 5 talks, and so now I'm done with that, so I can feel some relief and just sort of walk around the floor. Yeah.
Very cool. Did you speak at NEAF?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, man. All right, cool. Very cool. I actually didn't get to make the imaging conference, but I scheduled NEAF kind of last minute, so I was just happy to be here at all. So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, the imaging conference is almost always the 2 days before NEAF, and I do it almost every year. It's a lot of fun. There's about maybe 100 people that show up, so it's the sort of hardcore imagers that like to go to that one.
Very, very cool, man. Well, hey, it's really cool seeing you. I'm sure I'll see you around here, and thanks again for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Nico is such a cool guy, man. What a stand-up guy. I really can't say enough about him. He instantly recognized me, and he just remembered my name right when I walked up to him, and such a cool guy. So thanks for coming on the show, Nico. Really appreciate it. And we'll have to sit down together and do another interview pretty soon, man. We're coming up on the 100th episode, and maybe we could do something special for that.
We're here with Roger at the Ioptron booth. Ioptron obviously has a special place in my heart, as the CM26 was my first mount. So how are you doing today, Roger?
We're doing well. Nice turnout to the show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool.
Meet a lot of people.
Yep. What do you guys got going on at your booth?
Well, we've got most of our product lines here. A couple new introductions. We have one of our larger mounts, the HAZ.
I'll tell you guys a quick little anecdote real quick. Do you see that big truss telescope that's sitting in the corner there, kind of on the ground, where you wouldn't think a ridiculously expensive, nice telescope would be? Why do you think that is? Well, let me tell you, about an hour before I filmed this spot, me and Jess were walking on this side of the gymnasium, and we heard a really loud crash. And it actually came from the mount that this gentleman is pointing at right now. And apparently whoever set this up did not properly secure the telescope to the saddle, and that thing slid off and crashed directly onto the floor. I don't know if the mirror broke, but it was not pretty. I think we heard a collective through the whole room after that crash, because man, it was bad. Anyway, let's go ahead with the interview.
T200.
The T200.
This is designed to hold 200-pound instruments, all one with a counterweight system. Fully go-to. It also does satellite tracking. That's where it has a lot of interest.
So it can slew quickly.
Exactly.
Very cool. What kind of wow? This is incredible. So before, was CM120 was kind of like top of the line before? Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, the 120 is a more traditional amount of counterbalance. Now, this is stream wave gear, so there's no longer needs a counterbalance. You can have the mount positioned pretty much anywhere on the mount.
I could see like two 14-inch.
No counterweights needed, and holds up to 200 pounds. That's unreal. Like, that's truly unreal.
On this, or make imaging time much faster with the dual rig setup. So very cool.
Like the satellite for both of the larger models, I get a lot of interest from people interested in satellite tracking.
Satellite tracking, really? That's something I have not talked about.
A lot of industrial uses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Got to see where your product is.
But they're also astronomical mounts.
Yeah. So absolutely.
With the 130, you can put up to a 20-inch wide RC telescope, or you can mount a bar on it and put multiple scopes onto it.
This is a practical setup with a triple rig.
Yeah, you can use 310s on there, no problem.
That is very cool.
Image or visual, whatever you want to do with that.
That's awesome. Well, hey, thanks for stopping and talking with us for a minute, Roger. Nice to meet you, and thanks for everything you guys do.
I appreciate you stopping by.
I really enjoyed talking with Roger from Ioptron. Ioptron's nice guys, and like I say, my first mount was the CEM 26. Shout out to Mark. He's got the HEM 27 and he's had a lot of issues out of it. He's actually thinking about getting an AM5, I believe, maybe an SAL 33, but he's had a lot of trouble out of his poor little mount. And I feel bad because that thing is like on paper, it's supposed to be such an awesome mount. He's even got the one that has encoders, but man, he's had nothing but trouble out of the damn thing since day one, really. So I don't know. I'll have to ask him if he ended up selling it. All right, let's see who's next.
Got a software bisque here. Plain waves sitting on their gorgeous helium 400. Look at this. That's very, very nice. Always love software bisque.
Hints. I'm Ruru from the Astrocast. Good to meet you, man. So
I think I briefly spoke about this earlier when I was describing those smart scopes that also have the visual functionality. So this is the interview with that gentleman. So I'm just going to go full screen on this one and let him tell you about the products.
Tell me about your company.
So this is Spectrum Optics. We started in about 2022.
Okay.
And we're a smart telescope company, and we do visual and smart. So we're actually the first company to combine the best of two worlds.
That's awesome.
So smart telescope there, and then this is also a smart telescope. Everything you see here is smart.
Very, very cool. And it says you guys are doing planetary work as well?
Yeah. So, short focal length is interesting, but planetary is also interesting.
Yeah.
And not a lot, but all the smart telescope currently cannot do planetary. So we think about that, and why don't we just bring the planetary back to the market? So that's actually the first product that we came up with a couple of years ago, and then it can do planetary.
That is very, very cool. Do you want to show them the scopes over here, Vic? Here, let's go check them out. Is it this one over here?
This one. This is not the basic package. This is where we show the modularity of our system.
Okay.
That is the basic package on the right there. That's the SP127.
Okay.
So we use a 662 on the back, and we use the 662 on the back to guide, and then a 53 guide scope, combined to do the place off and short focal length, and then you could actually use that as a deep space.
Yeah, I was going to say, with that would work perfect.
And then we slap that onto a 127 Mac.
Nice.
And now you have visual and imaging.
That's such a versatile platform. That's very, very cool. I don't see anybody else doing something just like that, really.
We like the idea of having actual photon from millions of years ago and hitting your eyes instead of looking at a camera.
I couldn't agree more.
You would always remember the moment where you see Saturn for the first time, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. We all do.
If you want pretty images, go to Google.
Yeah. Yep. Very cool, man. Yeah. Well, hey, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And you guys have a website?
Yes, we do. So website's there, and then website is spectrumoi.com.
Spectrumoi.com.
So check us out, and we'll be
awesome.
there. Yeah.
Thanks. Good to meet you.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, another one of my favorites from NEAF. Let's go ahead and let it play, and it'll speak for itself.
All right, we are here with Tim from ALPO.
Great.
Just actually met Tim. Nice to meet you, man.
Hey, you too.
Tell me what you guys do.
We are the Association of Lunar and Planetary Observers. So that, in a nutshell, says what we observe. Everything from the sun, all of the planets, minor planets, comets, meteors, asteroids, the sun, all of it. We have a huge lunar section. A lot of people ignore the moon nowadays.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Because it's too bright.
Yeah, you got to stop it down too much.
But it's out every night.
Yeah, it really is.
And all of us, when we first got our very first telescope, what did we look at?
We all looked at the moon.
We all looked at the moon. And to me, I've been looking at the moon for 50 years. And it never gets old, never gets tired. I joined the ALPO when I was in junior high school. And I joined their training program back then, which I now coordinate the training program.
Wow, that's so cool.
Years later. But it teaches you how to become a better observer. And back then, I did over 175 observations of one crater on the moon over a 1.5-year period.
Wow.
And it taught me to become a better observer. I learned how to pick out the fine details in the craters and all sorts of things. And that's what we do in the organization. We deal with visual observers, but if you are not a visual, if you're a photographer, we have a huge database on our website of all the photographs our members have taken.
That's awesome.
And they've been used for science. The Cassini mission used our Saturn observations.
Very cool.
Various Mars probes have used our Mars observations.
Wow.
So we are. I like to say, like our saying is, from stargazing to science. We take the casual observer who's got terabytes of images on his hard drive at home that he does nothing with. We'll publish them.
I love that because
we put them in our journal. We'll put them on our website.
I noticed that with the hobby that people are getting more and more into the actual amateur science around things.
Citizen science, yeah.
Yes.
We were doing that before it was a thing.
How long has ALPO been an organization
We're coming
for?
up on 80 years.
80 years.
Yeah, 1947 is when we were founded by Walter Haas in New Mexico.
That is very impressive. And how long have you been with you said since middle school?
1972.
Very cool, very cool.
I'm now the executive director.
Executive director. All right, so I'm talking to the right guy then.
And I'm the guy. I also do their podcast, the Observers Notebook podcast.
Okay.
We put that out twice a month. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And anywhere else you can get a podcast.
We will absolutely link that.
It's a lot of fun. The average episode is 45 minutes to an hour.
Check out that QR code if you'd like to scan it.
That's a QR code.
Absolutely.
It goes right to our YouTube channel.
Excellent. All right. What do you think about the current moon mission? Any thoughts on that?
I worked for NASA for 35 years.
Oh, wow. You did.
I retired 2 years ago, and I mentioned to my wife yesterday that NASA finally got their mojo back.
They certainly seem to have.
That's what I have been not thrilled with the direction of the organization, but after yesterday, I cried.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. It brought me back to the 60s and 70s with the Apollo mission, and watching those chutes open up was a moment I haven't felt for NASA in many, many years. And
I couldn't agree more.
And I hope they continue on.
I do too.
With the budget cuts we're facing right now, it's hurtful.
Yeah.
Because science is important,
Science
no matter
is
what anybody else tells you.
The most important thing.
But it is something we really need to focus on. And the difference, when I worked for NASA, I worked on the shuttle program when I started. But then I worked on Mars rovers, Stardust. Then I went to Earth satellites.
Okay.
So I've been through all the entire environment.
I see that.
And when I went for manned, because the shuttle program was ending, so I had to go to something outside JPL, which was a nice place to work for a while.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like manned spaceflight. There's nothing.
There's something really special about it.
And Elon can do his thing, and I am totally impressed with what he does.
Sorry if I'm making faces.
but
yeah, I mean, nonetheless, it is very important that it is moving everything forward.
NASA was first.
And always will be.
And what they did over the last 10 days gave me a real warm feeling for NASA and our future space program.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Well, look, Tim, I'm going to give you my info because I have a feeling me and you could definitely do some more talking.
I think so, too.
All right. Well, hey, it's really great meeting you. Thank you so much.
Too.
Everybody, check out ALPO. Check out the Observers podcast. I have it right
Notebook?
here. Yes, the Observer's Notebook. Check that out. And thanks so much, Tim.
All right. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right.
What a guy Tim is. You know how when you talk to certain people and you can just tell how passionate they are about something? Tim is the definition of that, no doubt about it. It seems like every time I sit down, I have to recrop in this green screen. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, thank you, Tim, for talking to me for a few minutes on the show. And I would definitely love to have you back on and sit down and chat for an hour about, everything that you've done over your career with ALPO. Because it sounds like truly fascinating stuff. Incredible things that NASA has been doing as of late, and I can't wait to see what the next missions bring as far as going back to the moon. I remember whenever I was talking with our friends Rick and Jeff from Dark Dragons, sponsors of the show, Jeff was actually at a bar on the Friday night after the imaging conference, but before NEAF had started, and he was able to actually watch the chutes open with a real astronaut, because there was an astronaut that was there that was going to be speaking at NEAF, or I don't know if he had spoken at I don't know if he had spoken at the imaging conference or if he was going to be speaking at NEAF, but he actually got to watch basically a space mission with an actual astronaut. And the astronaut was like calling everything out as it happened and explaining what was going on. And I was just like, man, that must have been a really cool experience. So yeah, guys, that was all of our interviews. So I've got I guess you could say my stack of swag, if you wanted to call it that. There was a lot of stuff I could have grabbed on the floor. I think most booths had some kind of giveaway that they were handing out. I had my little keychain flashlights that I was handing out to people. Just little push button. You squeeze them and a red light comes on. So if you need to like check a piece of gear, you know, that sort of thing. And they say the Astrocast on them. So I was handing those out to anybody on the floor who said hi to me, basically. And then I was also, you know, visiting lots of different booths throughout the day. So yeah, guys, that was the last interview, but I want to kind of go over some of the swag, if you will, that I received while I was there and just talk about the overall experience. So first of all, I had a great time. I think both of us did. Me and my wife both had an amazing time. It was a great experience. Everybody was super friendly. Everyone that we met. The city that they held it in was really cool. It was more like a town than a city, to be honest. We didn't, you know, have any trouble, felt very safe the whole time. Like I said earlier in the video, the hotel that we stayed in was very nice. We felt very safe. I would highly recommend staying there. That's definitely where we would stay again, if and when we go back, which we probably will next year. The cost was very reasonable. I want to say we paid, I think it was like $75 for both days per person. So like $150, I want to say. Let me double check that. Sorry, it was $82 for both days. So it was about $164 for both of us for 2 days. So not bad at all, considering everything that you got. And that included all of the speaking events. We didn't go to any of the speaking events, which I know sounds crazy. Like, Rue, why didn't you go see any of the astronauts speak? I would have loved to, but again, I was on the floor trying to speak with and talk to as many people as I could. I know it seems like I didn't talk to that many people, but it's hard to just walk up to random strangers and start talking to them and convince them to put microphones on. But I think overall, we did a pretty good job. Now, as far as like the things that I was able to pick up, obviously I got contact info for everyone, and I'm going to share as much of that as I can as we kind of go through this pile of goodies that I brought home. We'll start with the ALPO, and that was with the guy that we just talked with, the Association for Lunar and Planetary Observers. Actually, I joined ALPO while I was there. Because I just thought it was super cool and I thought it would be worth joining. So there's that QR code. If you would like to join, it's just $12 for the year. Really good foundation that does a lot of really great work. So let's see. I got a really cool sticker from Starpoint Australis. They were giving out really awesome stickers along with their observatories. That was really cool. What is this? This says AAA.org, but I'm not talking about the tow company. This is the Amateur Astronomers Association, and this shows a planet parade over New York City. This is actually a magnet, so this is definitely going to go on my fridge. I just realized it was a magnet. I thought it was a business card. So let me set that in a slightly different pile. I picked this up from ASP. It says astrosociety.org, and there's all their, I just bumped the mic. There's all their socials if you would like to follow any of them. They have a conference, it looks like, August 27th through the 29th. Definitely check them out.
Founded in 1889, they are the oldest astronomical society in the U.S. They offer workshops, courses, and hands-on educational activities for every age and learning level. They manage NASA's Night Sky Network. Okay, I think Amy gave me this. So yeah, I believe this, the Astro Society. Yeah. This is what Amy Emhoff, who I just showed her card, this is the organization that she was representing. So definitely check them out, Astro Society. So this was another one of the observatories that I saw. This is more of a permanent install, whereas Brendan's was more of a like set it up, break it down when you're in the field kind of situation. But this is imagingpod.com. They had this set up there, kind of like one of the plastic, or I don't know what kind of material you would call this, but they look really cool. I don't know what the price is on these, and I didn't get to actually speak with anyone, but I picked it up. I think they're working on releasing the mini one, which is something that I think a lot of people will like. I'm actually, what I was considering now with all the neighbors' lights and everything that I have right across the yard, I was thinking maybe I'll just cut a hole in my roof and put like one of these little pods on top. Does that sound crazy? It seems like it would work. I don't know. Obviously, I got my piece of meteorite, which I absolutely love. It's the Campo de Cielo meteorite, lunar. The Interstellar Collection, authenticity guaranteed. I believe this is the card from the people that I actually bought the one from. It's an apothecary of meteorites. Trying to see if they got a website on here. Yes, it is the interstellarcollection.com. So if you want to check them out, that's their logo, and it's the interstellarcollection.com. Let's see here. The Association of Lunar and Planetary Observers. That was Tim, who we spoke with earlier. Super, super nice guy. Obviously very passionate about his work. You can check them out at alpo-astronomy.org. Let me put that up on the screen real quick here. There you go, alpo-astronomy.org. Hopefully you can see that. Now, this is some of the fun stuff that I got. I've already put a couple of the stickers up on the, we have a freezer that I fill up with stickers. What is this? Astronomical Society of the Pacific. I already put one of those on my freezer. I got this from AstroPeak. They were handing out stickers, and I had to get one of those, and it came with a nice little cloth that you can wipe your lenses down with. So thank you, Nathan. This was fun. Celestron had little sticker pages that I just had to get. I think this had like a C8 or something on it on a mount. So got one of those. This is the ZWO sticker sheet that I had to grab. It's got C stars and ZWO cameras all over it. How fun is that? I love stickers. I guess I'm just 6 years old still, but I don't care. One thing about Brendan, we didn't interview about it, but they actually also do Southern Sky expeditions. So if you're ever interested in, visiting Australia to do a dark sky trip, that's something that they actually offer. So southernskyexpeditions.com.au, or you just do .com. I think he said that would get you there as well. But they have, beautiful tours if you're wanting to go down and see the southern skies, which is something that is absolutely on my bucket list. I don't know if I'll go down under or if I'll go to Chile, but I am definitely going to be making it down to the southern skies at some point. I think I held this up during the video, but this is the Observer's Notebook podcast. Definitely would like to speak with him at some point, have him on the show and do an actual interview. They have a buy, sell, trade area at NEAF where you can actually purchase pretty much anything you can think of in terms of gear, including astrophotography gear.
I was looking for a filter for my scope that I'm going to be sending out to Utah. And I debated long and hard on what kind of dual narrowband filter I wanted to go with. Because I'm predominantly obviously going to be shooting broadband, just wide open because it's Portal 1 skies, with, just gorgeous conditions. So really all I need is a UV-IR cut filter. But I thought, sometimes it'll be fun to shoot dual narrowband still, just because, why not? So I ended up getting a 2-inch ZWO dual band filter, and I got it for $169. I think that was like 10% off, I think, at the time. I know ZWO at their booth, they were only giving like a 5% discount, so it was not anything to write home about, but a little bit of a discount. So, but if you shop around, you can find good deals, particularly on used stuff. Like a lot of the filters that I saw that were used, and particularly like specialty filters. Look at that. I got one gray hair sticking out. It's driving me nuts. You can find some really good deals on if you look around, but you got to look around. But there is a lot of really cool deals to be had if you're willing to look around for them. So when I joined the Association for Lunar and Planetary Observers, they offered a couple different things to me, and I ended up, I chose the mouse pad, which was fun. I think they offered me a coffee cup, but I was afraid I would break it walking around all day. So I got this nice, pretty mouse pad, because why wouldn't I? And let's see here. We're almost at the bottom. I've got this. This is cool. This is a magazine, or a catalog rather, that Takahashi offers. And it's actually a pretty thick catalog, as you can see. And if you flip it open, they basically have every single item that Takahashi sells, along with all of the specs. I don't know that they have pricing. I would imagine they don't, because the pricing probably updates quite a bit. But they do have, on a lot of them, they have images, so you can get an idea of the field of view with a particular camera. That's really cool. And then they also have like charts for backspacing and how to connect cameras. Just a really, really cool book that Takahashi was just giving away for free. So I had to grab one of those. So super, super cool. Got that. That goes with my Takahashi folder. So I got 2 Takahashis now. How about that? And then, of course, I had to get the NEAF official souvenir program. This is just cool. Talks about all the keynote speakers, gives you the schedule for the day, helps you plan out your day, gives you photos on the showroom floor. Hey, look, is that Neil up there? I think it is. I guess he called in at some point on one of the year's shows. But this is a super cool forum magazine, if you will. But I like it a lot. And it's got the booth map, so you can see where everybody is set up. There's green on this, so I can only show you so much. But down at number 315 down here, Dark Dragons Astronomy. Oh, yeah, they're there. And then let me see. Where are they? Where are you boys? Let's see. There's Dark Dragons. Astro Peak. There we go. 138. Astro Peak Remote Observatories. There's Nathan. And Nicole. Anyway, NEAF souvenir catalog. Very cool takeaway. And then, oh, buddy, this is a big one. The Journal of the Association of Lunar and Planetary Observers. This is a thick one. I think it's the thickest one that I got by far. Let's see what all is in here. Comet report form gives you a place to jot down comet observations. That's cool. There's a picture of a comet. Shows you how to record them. Wow. There's Comet 67P. This is really cool. It's like a whole section on comets. I'm gonna have to look through this a little bit closer. This is all about the sun. This is neat. All right. So this is from ALPO as well. Very, very, very cool. And last but not least, oh wait, look at this Celestron sticker. I think that's their observatory one, the smart telescope that I can never remember the name of. But last but not least, this is really, really cool. Let me see here. Find it. Hang on. Look at this. Turu, all the very best. Robert Hoot Gibson signed his name. That's his book. Also got a photo with him. I think I showed that at the very beginning of the video. So yeah, I mean, how often do you get to meet an astronaut and shake their hand? How cool is that? So I had to do it. So yeah, overall, man, NEAF, 10 out of 10. Awesome experience. Absolutely am going to do it again. Highly recommend that you do it. Surprisingly affordable. Obviously, gas is more expensive now, unfortunately. Hopefully this time next year it'll be cheaper, but who knows? The hotel was very reasonably priced. The tickets for NEAF are very reasonable considering what you get. If you go into it knowing what you want to get out of it, I think it is a very, very awesome time. Now, if you go in there with your credit card saying, let's see what I can buy, you could walk out severely in debt, but I don't go to shows with that attitude. And I would recommend that you do not either, because you could spend tens of thousands of dollars at a show like NEAF because they just have so much gear on display and they'll sell it to you. They will gladly sell it to you, but just be like me, you know, buy a filter, buy a piece of meteorite and be satisfied with that. The real thing that you're walking away with are the memories and the friends that you get to meet while you're there. The most special thing that I got to do while I was at NEAF was have dinner with all of my friends on Saturday night. That was the coolest part about the whole thing. And go figure, it didn't even take place at NEAF. So thank you so much for tuning into the Astrocast. I apologize that this took a little bit longer than I anticipated to get out. It's been crazy busy as always, but what else is new? We will get back to our regular audio podcast next week. Got a really cool interview lined up, so stay tuned for that. And as always, clear skies.
Wednesday evening, the feed goes live. Rue's voice cuts through the dark like a 135. From backyard scopes to mountain peaks, we're all tuned in, no time to sleep. Red dot finders, coma correctors gain. He breaks it down like it's simple, never pain. Comets rising, planets in the frame. Every week we chase the sky by name.